Some relationships, they just feel like sunshine, right? They build you up, they make you feel alive. But others are different. They're kind of like a slow leak, just quietly draining your energy until one day you feel completely empty. So today we're going to dive into that feeling, the soul-sapping relationship, and figure out where all that exhaustion is actually coming from. Let's just start right there. Have you ever felt that deep in your bones kind of tired that has absolutely nothing to do with sleep and everything to do with someone in your life? It's this heavy, heavy feeling that, honestly, a lot of us know, but we really struggle to put into words. So to really get a handle on this, we need a way to talk about our own internal resources. Let's frame this whole thing around one core idea, the energy drain. We've got to understand the feeling first. Okay, let's get into it. The source material for this explainer gives us this really powerful word, ki. Now, you can think of ki as your core life energy. It's that spiritual and emotional vitality that just makes you feel alive. When your ki is high, man, you feel like you can take on the world. But when it's low, that's when you feel totally and utterly drained.
So how does this energy get so drained inside a relationship? Well, the key, it turns out, is understanding this really critical difference between what true love is and something else that often pretends to be it: dependency.
And this is just so important. The foundation for a really healthy, amazing relationship isn't two halves trying to make a whole. No, it's about two whole individuals, each with their own vibrant ki, who choose to share their lives. All right, so now that we have that foundation set, let's get into the heart of our investigation. We're going to look at 5 key signs. Think of them as clues that your ki is being drained and that maybe, just maybe, your relationship is the source of that exhaustion. So let's jump into the 5 big ones. And as we go, just see if any of these start to ring a bell for you.
Okay, sign number 1. You feel personally responsible for their happiness. And listen, this goes way beyond just caring about them. It's a deep, heavy weight, this feeling that their entire emotional well-being rests completely on your shoulders.
And this quote just nails it, doesn't it? If they have a bad day, you automatically have a bad day. If they're upset, it somehow becomes your job to fix it. Their mood basically becomes your weather forecast, and you're just constantly bracing for a storm. Now for sign number 2, and this one builds right on top of the first. You find yourself constantly putting your own needs on the back burner. Your wants, your plans, even just a quiet moment to yourself. They always seem to be the first thing to go. Oh, and this one can be so tough to admit, even to yourself. Saying no, even to something small, doesn't just feel like you're setting a healthy boundary. It feels like you're betraying them. And so what do? You just keep saying yes, chipping away at your own energy, bit by bit. Sign number 3 is that feeling of constant, low-grade anxiety. You know the one. That feeling like you're always walking on eggshells, just trying to avoid a bad reaction or prevent the next argument. It's exhausting.
So what happens when you're always walking on eggshells? Well, you start to edit yourself. You choose your words so carefully, you hide little opinions, because in that kind of environment, being truly 100% honest just feels way too risky.
All right, on to sign number 4. See, this energy drain, it doesn't just stay inside the relationship. It starts to leak out into every other part of your life. You start to feel isolated. Just think about it for a second. Maybe you don't see your friends as much. Maybe you dropped a hobby that used to connect you with other people. Slowly, maybe without even noticing it, your entire world has just shrunk, with this one relationship at the very center of everything. And that brings us to our 5th and final sign. And honestly, this one might be the deepest one of all. You've lost touch with who you actually are as a person. Really think about it. What do you love to do, just for you? What makes you laugh when you're all by yourself? If the answers to those questions are starting to get a little fuzzy, you might look in the mirror one day and just not recognize the person looking back at you. So you see all these signs. What's the common thread here? We've looked at all the symptoms. So now it's time for the diagnosis. What is the real source of this soul-sapping drain? And this right here, this breaks it down perfectly. Over on the left, you've got emotional dependency. That's the model where you're seeking your wholeness from another person. But on the right, that's the goal, interdependence. 2 whole, strong individuals choosing to share their lives, side by side. And there it is. That's the diagnosis. The source is crystal clear. It's the dynamic of emotional dependency,
that's siphoning away your life energy, your key. It's that constant pouring of yourself out, either to manage their emotions or to fill some void in your own, that ultimately leaves you running on empty.
Look, just recognizing this dynamic, that is a huge, huge first step. It's transformative. But what comes next? So let's talk about the path forward. Let's talk about reclaiming your Kai.
And the most powerful message in all of this is that you have agency here. This isn't about blaming anyone. It's about recognizing what's happening. It's about empowering yourself. Because that energy, your key, it has always, always been yours. And it is yours to reclaim.
So, I really want to leave you with one final question to just carry with you. And this question isn't about anyone else. This one is 100% for you. If you could put everything and everyone else aside for just a moment and get really quiet, what does a whole you actually look like?